Welcome to another episode of One on One. And today in our hospitality hot seat, we have the man behind Seven Management, Rabih Fakhreddine. Hello, Rabih.
Hi, Seymone. How are you? It's a pleasure to have you in our headquarters, and thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for hosting us. It's been a long process to get here, but finally we're sitting here. I'm very excited to do this with you. And I think I'd like to start this interview by getting to know you a lot better. So if you can tell me a little bit about your childhood, your upbringing, I want to get a sense of like when food and beverage got to you, you know, when the bug first bit you.
So I'm Lebanese, born and raised. I was born in Beirut in 1985. I had a passion for this industry since I was a kid. I remember very well how I used to enter the kitchen to help my mother in the cooking, whether lunch or dinner. And then this passion kept on growing. When I joined the American University of Beirut, AUB, I was active when it came to events. I used to organize events in Ramadan. We did tents, and during World Cup we did fan zones. And I discovered more and more my passion to this industry. Back then I remember very well I used to save my money from those events, and I used to invest them as a silent partner in few bars and restaurants across the city. Then when I graduated from EUB, I joined the British American Tobacco, which I stayed with for 6 years, and with BAT I was handling the HoReCa, which is the nightlife and events department. And there I built a network of relationships with the restaurant owners, and the event space, and my financials obviously became better, and I started investing more until I took a decision in 2015 to start Seven Management, and the journey started since then.
So let's talk about your entry into Dubai. What's your Dubai story? How did you get here? Why did you stay? What is it about the city that you saw, you came and you were like, okay, this is it, I'm here?
Dubai, which I consider home, is the city of dreams. And Dubai was so kind that it allowed us, it allowed me personally, and it allowed many other Arabs and foreigners and internationals to achieve their dreams. It gave us the platform, and we are here today because this city opened its doors for us as Lebanese, because unfortunately with all what's happening back home, a lot of Lebanese moved to Dubai. And we were lucky enough that a city such Dubai helped us with its leaders' vision, the infrastructure, the business opportunities, provided us the platform to succeed and to achieve. Why Dubai? It all started in around 2017. Back then, the situation in Lebanon was not doing very well, so I said I should step a foot outside Lebanon. Seven Management was already established in Beirut. It became one of the biggest players in the nightlife and in the entertainment scene. But I said, this is not enough. I need to step foot outside. And I remember very well how we started doing a series of events under Antica Nights. So by this, we were exploring the market. We were gathering our database. We were financially, back then, we didn't have the means to enter all in the market. And we did our last events at one of the clubs back then called Movida, which was owned by Fundamental Hospitality. And all of a sudden, every Friday, they had 1,000 customers in the nightclub. So they said, there's something weird about this. How are the guys managing to fill this place? So I remember our partner, Evgeny Kozin, how he took the plane and he came to Beirut to visit me. And I remember very well, we met at Antica and its small location in Dubai, and that was our first encounter. And then we decided together that Seven Management will come to Dubai. We started with Seven Sisters in 2018 at the JW Marriott, then Antica at the DIFC, which was previously SAS Cafe, and we flipped it into Antica. And then in 2020, COVID hit in. So everything stopped, the world stopped, and the economic crisis in Beirut was escalating. So I took a decision that I want to leave the country. My options back then were Athens or Dubai. Athens because as a family, we go there every summer. I have a golden visa. I bought a property. But then I said, you know what, Dubai made more sense. I'm already established. I have 2 outlets that are open and operational and doing very well. Dubai and UAE as a country was handling COVID in a very smart way, where we saw that Dubai was like Bloomberg called it back then, the party city of COVID, because in fact they played it very smart. They didn't want to kill the industries, so they managed to put restrictions in place. At the same time, they were lenient when it was. They followed the chart. They saw when there was a spark and the cases, they put more restrictions. Then when the spike went down, they opened and became more lenient. And this maintained Dubai to become a major destination. And we saw how Dubai and UAE benefited from COVID, where a lot of people moved in and relocated to the UAE for many reasons. One of them is that. Another reason is the safety, which is a major factor now with all what's happening in the world. Of course, other than the business opportunities and the opportunities that come with the UAE. So in 2020, I moved with my family in September 2020 to Dubai. And Seven Management, it was a key milestone for Seven Management because I moved my headquarters to Dubai, where it became our regional office. And we rented 7 venues. The uncertainty was still there, Seymone. We were not out of the tunnel yet. But I saw back then, and we saw as a company, that it's the right timing, because it's all about the timing. And I think we saw the potential of the city and where it's going to, and we went all in, and we launched 7 brands in less than a year and a half. And this is what brought us where we are today, and brought Seven Management under the spotlight and talk of the town as one of the leading F&B/entertainment operators in the region. So this was the major milestone for me and for the company.
You spoke a little bit about how during your time as a teenager, as a student in Lebanon, you were able to, take a little bit of money that you saved up and invest it here and be a silent partner here. How do you think of those kinds of things at that age? Like, what was it about the industry that just made you just so confidently know, I need to do this, I need to do that? Why were you so calculated? How did you develop that at such a young age?
I followed my passion. I proudly say I'm a self-made man. And at a certain point in time, I had to do that to sustain my lifestyle or my living. As a person, I'm a person that likes to go out, that likes to have fun. I'm a foodie by nature. I like to try new places, try new dishes. So this was, in a way or another, a mean of me to, because back then my pocket money was limited. So there was no choice for me to maintain such an aspiration other than this. But at the same time, I was passionate about it. So I could have played sports, I could have went into a different direction, but I followed my dreams. And since I was young, I always dreamt of building an empire when it comes to restaurants and bars and hopefully hotels. And I'm on the right track. And AUB, in fact, my university, my alma mater, was a perfect platform as well. It is still one of the leading universities in the region, and it opened so many doors. It shaped up my personality, and it helped me grow my aspirations.
What do you mean shaped up your personality? Were you a shy kid? Because I can't see that.
Yeah, Seymone. Now, definitely not. Back then, I was a bit timid. I was a shy person. I remember very well how my heartbeats used to go up every time I had the presentation at school, and I was to stand up in front of other students. So by being active and by being part of the student body through several clubs and events that were taking place. This helped me to outgrow this and to become a more confident and more mature young adult back then.
I absolutely love that you said that, and I think it's very refreshing to hear things like this, because it's important to do things that make us uncomfortable so that we get to a place where we are very confident, very comfortable.
100%. And not only this, Seymone, I also want to take this opportunity to stress, and I want to send a message to the youth in general and to the Lebanese youth, that they shouldn't stop dreaming, because if I did it, they can do it. And I'm here today because I believed in myself, first of all. And I think this is a big step for any entrepreneur. You have to believe in what you're doing. And they ask me, for example, when I'm going to interviews or to important meetings, did you prepare yourself? I always tell them, if I don't know what to talk about me and what I do, then there's a problem. Once you're confident in what you do and what you believe in, I think sky is the limit.
We have exactly the same way of thinking in that regard, because I always tell people that I have to have an interview with, if I ask you a question you don't know, then we have a problem somewhere.
Exactly, and the best example is today. I didn't ask you what are the questions.
You
we are
did
not
not
prepared. You just told me you're going to talk about yourself and about how you reached where you are today.
Exactly, perfect. This is the perfect scenario.
Yeah.
So before we get into the nuts and bolts of Seven Management and all the brands underneath, I want to talk about, I believe it was 2012 when you opened up Seven Management.
Seven Management in 2015, but we started February 30 in Beirut in 2012.
Okay. Let's talk about the birth of February 30, the name of February 30, and then talk about how Seven Management came to be.
So February 30, like we said, is a date that doesn't exist, obviously. And back then, the whole concept was built and inspired by Alice in Wonderland, where everything is upside down, trippy. And so we said, what a better date than February 30? And it made everyone, till day, ask why February 30. And I remember very well in Hamra Street, one of the famous streets in Beirut, once we put our hoarding with opening February 30. People used to come and take selfies and make fun of this, saying, what, those guys, there's no date February 30, it must be a spelling mistake or something wrong. And this went viral, and this was a perfect marketing campaign, by the way, because everyone started talking about the brand before we opened. I remember very well, February 30 was a big success. 2 days back, I was talking to someone that lives in Dubai. He told me, you used to make us come from Dubai to Beirut just to spend the weekend at February 30. That was the scale of the success of the brand. And to put some figures in place, the capex for this project was $500,000, and we managed to do our return on investment in less than 6 months. So that just to show you how successful the brand was, and everyone till now, the people in Lebanon that go out, they tell you they are emotionally connected to this brand, and they have so many memories with this brand. So February 30 is very dear to my heart, obviously, and was a key milestone in the growth of the company. Following February 30, we launched several bars, Walkman, Big Shot, Checkpoint Charlie, and then until 2015, when we launched our mega project, which was Seven Sisters. And that's why I called the company, because at the beginning, Seymone, you started as family and friends, doing it for fun, a bar here, a bar there. Then in 2015, I realized that, no, listen, this business is big and has so much potential. And it was at this stage when I decided that I will quit my full-time job and I would start Seven Management. And I called the company Seven Management because I was inspired by Seven Sisters. And Seven Sisters is a name of a tree in North America. And back then, the purpose of the concept was to do an outdoor garden look and feel bar restaurant. So that's why we did some research and we came up with the name that is very catchy as well. Also, many people build many stories and scenarios behind the name. There are seven sisters and the place. There are seven partners and all this. So also this was a good marketing campaign. And Seven Sisters, like I said, was another key milestone. and growth of the company in 2015, and I formed Seven Management, and since then our journey became happening and started, if I may say.
I like how you leave it very open for people to interpret things and, you know, come up with their own idea of what they think it means. It's very exciting brands you have underneath Seven Management too. Several brands all across the UAE, Qatar, and as well as you have expansion plans in KSA now.
Yes. So Seven Management, at the moment, we're present in Beirut through four brands: Antica, Seven Sisters, Saif, and our recent brand, Parasol, which is a pool bar restaurant, which we did in collaboration with Factory People, another successful Lebanese operators. In Qatar and Doha, we are present through Antica and Lucia's. Also, two successful brands in Qatar that everyone loves, and they are doing extremely well. Pre-World Cup and post-World Cup, I want to stress on this. And in Dubai, we have 10 brands all across the city. Seven Management has a diversified portfolio. You have the restaurant, you have the cafe, you have the theater, the dinner show, we have the beach bar restaurant. So we cater everyone. And you mentioned something that we create brands, and this is what Seven Management is good at, creating brands. And when we create those brands, we make sure we put the right characteristics to have the brand DNA stand out, especially in a competitive scene like Dubai, where we have, it's not only homegrown or local brands, you have all the big international brands that want to be in this city and that want to succeed in this city. So I believe what Seven Management did, whether through bringing some brands from Beirut or by creating homegrown brands in Dubai, we created an emotional link with our customers, and this is very important, and the sustainability and the consistency of the brand. And at the end of the day, this is what generates the revenues to have a healthy P&L as well.
Mm-hmm. I think I get a sense of that relationship that you've created with your customers as well. In terms of expansion, I know that you have plans to go...
Sorry, we missed that. Neom and KSA.
Yes, you have expansions, but you're looking at Egypt as well, right?
At the moment, not really. At the moment, the focus is obviously KSA has a big potential, and we witnessed it closely through the pop-ups and the past 3 Riyadh seasons, where we launched Antica and Cafe Beirut, and they did extremely well. Our brands, Seymone has big equity in Saudi since Beirut times, where Saudis were a main customer or clientele and Lebanese and the Beirut nightlife. And since then, there was an emotional connection between our brands and the Saudis. And now with the vision of 2030 and the touristic boom in Saudi, it is eminent that we be part of this. And that's in the pipeline. I can announce now with you that we signed a big collaboration at the Sindala Island in the Red Sea with Neom and with Joël Robuchon, where Seven Management will be operating 7 different concepts by Joël Robuchon. This is a big step for us, linking our name with a mega project like Neom and Red Sea, and with an international brand like Robuchon. And it puts a lot of pressure on us on keep on delivering and keep on improving. And to be honest, we are proud at the same time, because the fact that they approached a regional operator from the UAE to come and manage those brands was a big accomplishment for us, and it meant a lot, and it meant that we are doing the right things and we have a good track record. And that's why regional partners and international partners now are knocking our doors for further collaborations, which hopefully we will be announcing with you soon as well. And other than Saudi market, another key milestone for me, for Seven Management, is we are stepping a foot in Europe in 2024. through the collaboration with Astir and the Four Seasons in Athens. We will be bringing Bagatelle, the first festive restaurant to Athens. Previously, Athens used to be the capital of Europe when it came to nightlife. Then the recession came in. And now we can see how Greece in general is recovering. We can see the boom in the islands, Mykonos, Paros, and Milos, and other islands. But also Athens, which grew around 30% versus same period last year, and the numbers of tourists and number of spending. And we signed a phenomenal location at the Astir Marina, which is part of the Four Seasons, which is one of the top resorts in Europe, where we will be launching Bagatelle, a festive restaurant next to the mega yachts and a very nice scenery and a very nice neighborhood of Vuliarmeni. And this concept will be launched in April 2024.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That sounds incredible, very
Thank
exciting. You. So expansion plans in Neom, KSA, also in Athens coming up.
Yes.
What are your hopes for the brands in these different regions that you are going into for the first time?
It's a challenge because, you know, once you're entering a market, although you have a solid brand which we believe in and we've put so much effort in, but at the same time you're entering a new market. But we are very confident that our brands will stand out. We've studied the markets beforehand, and like we did in Dubai, for example, and Saudi, through the pop-ups that we did, it was a good learning curve for us, where we saw more closely. We knew that the Saudis love our brands and our brands have big equity, but we experienced it closely. We took a lot of learnings, and now I think we are ready and confident that our brands will fly, whether in Saudi or whether in Bagatelle. Athens is very close to my heart as well. I've been going there, like I told you, every summer. I know the market very well. I know what's missing in the market. And I know that the location we got is one of the best locations in the city. And we are putting a concept that is also has big equity and established and proved themselves, and but with the 7 management touch this time.
I mean, I think it's going to be a very fine and proud moment when you see your brand in Athens amongst all the others, you know, that everybody travels far and wide to come for.
Yes, that's true, and hopefully this is only the beginning, because hopefully we have a lot of cities in the pipeline. I can name a few. London, for example, the theatre. We are actively looking for a location to expand our brand to the UK market and to London specifically. Marbella is another city or another island that is booming in Spain, and we can see where all the international brands are coming and opening. And we are also actively looking for location, whether it was for Lucia's, for Seven Sisters, or for February 30. So I think 7 Management has a long way, and this is only the beginning, like I always like to say. Europe, then North America, hopefully in the US also, our brands have equity. We see Café Beirut doing extremely well. We see Antica with all the Arab diaspora there. We believe that there's a close emotional link between Antica as a brand, which I like to call it the Oriental Moulin Rouge, where we can open it basically anywhere in the world, because even non-Arabs, they like the Oriental music and the Oriental entertainment, and they like the Lebanese cuisine, and hence Café Beirut. And I believe there are so many markets that we would like to explore and to tap in the near future.
That's very true. I think you have quite the starting point and you have a long, exciting road ahead, but it's good that you feel like you're just getting started, even having done so much already.
I always tell my team, I'm 38 years old and the company is like around 8 years old. So we are young and we have so many to give, and we are very passionate about what we do, and that's why this is only the beginning.
If we're being honest, this industry is very taxing. This is not a 9-to-5 kind of job at all. You are a successful entrepreneur, you're a family man, you have to do tastings, you have to go see venues in the night. How do you manage all of this? Do you manage all of this?
I do. You have to ask Wael because he gets messages from me on weekends, daytime, nighttime. It's a tough business, definitely. I always say that. It's not like you have a factory with your pipeline working and producing. It's a people business, whether it was the staff, whether it was the clientele, and also it's very competitive. It's a lifestyle, if I may say, Simo, and you have to be passionate about it to be able to shine and to keep on pushing and pushing and pushing. And that's why I want to take this opportunity to thank my family, my wife, for standing next to me in all these times and for taking all this, me being busy or if not physically, even my head keeps on working day and night. Like you said, I'm trying to keep shape, to stay in shape, but unfortunately with the tastings and with the openings, it's been a tough thing to do. But always I try to balance, whether it was a work-life balance, to spend quality time with the family from time to time, to disconnect, especially when I travel. I use this as a good timing to disconnect and to spend time with my daughter and son and wife, of course. Like I mentioned previously, I'm a foodie, so I always like to explore new restaurants in my free time. Also, when I travel, I like to try new cuisines, new cultures, because I believe when it comes to menu engineering, I have direct input due to my passion to this culinary world.
Mm-hmm. I think, yes, very much we need to give an applause to your wife for the patience. I can't imagine, it must be really intense, but somehow you manage.
I do, and like I was speaking about food and culinary, Seven Management has been leading for a while in the entertainment world and the nightlife world, and we've won, me personally and the company have won many awards. But recently we are focusing also on the food. And you saw Chef Reef was here. He's a good friend and a brother, and he's our culinary advisor. We've done a lot of nice successes with Chef Reef. He curated the February 30 menu, which was a big hit. And now I can announce with you he will be working on 2 new projects with us. He will be revamping the theater menu. And also there's a new we will talk about the expansion in UAE because I have few more brands coming. Another dear collaboration or partnership is with Ennismore through Tamada, which will be launching at the SLS Hotel. Ennismore, of course, is a company that is doing extremely well in the hotel world, focusing mainly on the lifestyle. And we've signed this collaboration where we'll be putting Tamada and the old Karna location at the SLS Hotel. Tamada will be a high energy restaurant which will turn into a party after midnight, and also Chef Reef will be the chef behind the menu. I like to call it the Netflix syndrome, and I will tell you the story about this, which I always mention in my interviews. So basically after COVID, we saw that the trends are shifting. And we saw that the consumer likes a one-stop shop. He wants to have a bit of everything at the same time. This is tough. It puts a lot of pressure on us, but at the same time, it makes us think and scratch our brains to come up with new concepts that will cater the new consumer needs. So hence came theater and Lucia's as festive restaurant. Netflix syndrome, why I call it Netflix syndrome, because previously when we were young, we used to pick which movie we want to watch at the movies and which time slot and which movie or which theater we're going to go to watch it. Now you sit on your couch and you flip on the remote control with Netflix, of course, and you jump from a series to another and from an episode to another. Same goes for consumers. Now they want to come to a restaurant or to a festive restaurant, whether it was a festive restaurant or a dinner show or a regular restaurant. They want to have good food, nice ambiance, good setup, all in one. This is mainly because in COVID, the concept of bar hopping or jumping from one place or another faded away due to the restrictions and all this. And this continued. So now what we're trying to do with the new concept that we're coming with is to try to cater all needs in one platform or in one concept. And this is also what we're going to do with Tamada, a brand that we believe has a lot of potential. Along with our Chief Entertainment Officer, Guy Manoukian, we came up with this concept inspired by the Soviet Union era, where the Tamada is the host of the table and he pays the bill and he's like the godfather of his guests. So we built the story around it, a very nice story that will have an entertainment element as well. And then after hours, the VIP clients will be moved to a special room called Darko, which will have a speakeasy experience as well. Very interesting concept that we'll be launching in December 2023 at the SLS Hotel.
These sound very exciting. I can't wait to see them come to life. But I wanna go back to this Netflix syndrome analogy that you mentioned. So, in terms of, yes, we do sit on the couch and we try to look for things on Netflix, but what happens to me often is that it's so many options and so many choices that it'll be hours and hours and I haven't picked a movie yet. In terms of competition in the UAE, in this region specifically, how do you survive when there's so much, like it's almost like choice fatigue?
Because like you said, on Netflix you have so many series. So why some series stand out other than your friends recommending them? I think building the right DNA for the brands is a key. And like I mentioned earlier, we try to build DNAs and we'll try to make an emotional interlink between the consumer and our brands. And another key factor is location. And I always say location, location, location. Location has become a significant factor in success of any brand. In fact, previously I used to develop a concept and go and look for a location to launch this concept. Now we scout for prime locations and we see what concepts fit in those locations, to show you the importance and the significance of the location in our business. It has been always the case. They always tell you real estate and F&B, they go hand in hand. But recently, with all the competition and with everyone stepping ahead and we are trying to find the best locations to put our brands in. And so far, we are, as Seven Management, we are succeeding in this. And at the same time, we are seeing how Dubai as a city is growing. And we are seeing how communities are growing. Previously, you had the DIFC, for example. Now you have a new spot in the Palm that is turning into the new DIFC. So we are seeing how communities are growing across the city, and we are trying to be present in various locations across the city as well.
You mentioned that you are a foodie and what you love to do is go and eat at new restaurants. And so sometimes as a writer, when I see something that's beautifully written, I get so angry because I wish I wrote that. Where have you been, or what have you eaten that you felt like, oh, I wish that is mine. I wish I made that. I wish I created that.
I've been into so many places. I never say I wish I would have made that. On the contrary, I take this as a learning. And I go back to my team, to the chefs, and I tell them, this is a nice dish. Let's get inspired from this, not copy-paste, because also in our business there's a lot of copy-paste.
True, very true.
And a lot of our brands got copied. And I always tell the team, you should be proud, guys. If the competition is learning from us, you should be flattered. But this makes us always to be step ahead and to upgrade our concepts and to upgrade our brands. I can mention a few concepts. Gaia is one of my favorite restaurants in Dubai, for example. Rizwan, Rika's group has a lot of nice, good friend, a dear friend, and they have a lot of nice brands across the city. And Dubai is I always say Dubai is the capital of the world when it comes to culinary and entertainment. And I'm proud to be part of this scene. And I'm proud to consider Dubai as my home. And I think Dubai will always keep on growing more and more. And we saw the Michelin star, we saw a lot of international brands coming to the city. And I think this will keep on growing.
So here's a final question for you. So you've told us about Seven Management's expansion plans, where you headed, what the forecast is, and what the outcomes will be. I want to know your plans as an individual, what's going to be your next greatest adventure? What do you see yourself doing in 5 years?
Growing my family. My wife will not be very happy, but I have 2 kids, and hopefully I'm planning to get a third, even a fourth if we can. I know raising kids these days is not an easy job, but I also believe that they are the real meaning of life. And once I have children, I always used to hear my parents saying that, and our elders saying that once you have kids, you can feel that no matter what successes you did in your life, whether it was career or any other success, raising a happy family and a healthy family is the best achievement you can do. So this is my number 1 target. And I always tell Wael also that it's time to get a child, and tell everyone around me that you should experience getting children, because they're the best feeling in the world. Dubai is growing, and we have many things happening in Dubai now with the casinos coming in. I think this will be a key and a big milestone in the tourism industry. And here I want to take this opportunity to salute the leadership, and a special recognition to Aysam Kazim, who's doing a great job in making Dubai as a brand. Like they always say, Dubai is not a city, Dubai is a brand.
Dubai is a brand.
It started with the hashtag #MyDubai, and now we're seeing how Dubai is growing. We saw Aysam signing a big collaboration or partnership with Real Madrid, and with many other news and collaborations that are taking place to make Dubai as a hub on an international scale. So we will keep on investing more and more in this city and in this country.
It certainly is the best city to be in at the moment, Dubai, and I wish you all the best for all your goals, the kids, the health. You're doing fantastic. We want to take the time to also say congratulations on all your success. You keep us very busy because there's always news, and we like that.
And I want to take this opportunity to thank you guys. You're doing a great job highlighting the success stories, whether it was this one-on-one show, or even through your platforms, through your awards that you give, because these give motivation to other people to keep on pushing and to keep on growing. So a big thank you to you guys.
We really appreciate that. Before you go, we have a fun exercise that we're going to do now. So rapid fire questions. Brunch or dinner show?
Dinner show.
City view or ocean view?
Ocean view.
Savory or sweet?
Savory.
Dine in or takeaway?
Dine in.
Vacation or staycation?
Vacation.
Very nice. Thank you so much, Rabih,
Thank
for
you,
your
Seymone,
time.
for your
It's been a
time.
pleasure.
Thank you. Pleasure was mine.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.